So we have another batch of great rookies coming out of this 2021 draft class, headlined by a few notable names that have showed out this year, like Scotty Barnes from the Toronto Raptors, Evan Mobley, who to me is the Rookie of the Year frontrunner. Even the number 1 overall pick, Cade Cunningham, has been really coming on over the last month and a half after a slow start to the season that was partially due to the fact that he had a hurt ankle. Jalen Green has been on fire since coming back from injury, but there is one rookie down in Orlando that has gotten every opportunity to explore himself as a player and is looking like he is going to be a star of the future for the Orlando Magic, and that is Franz Wagner out of Michigan, the 8th overall pick in the draft, fellow lottery pick rookie along with Jalen Suggs, and it turns out Franz Wagner has been, so far, the better of the two. Not out on Jalen Suggs or anything like that. Just want to be clear. These are just the facts. Franz Wagner has just really showed out this year. Jalen Suggs has also been dealing with a fractured thumb, but it looks like he might need a little bit more time to develop. But Franz Wagner has gotten every opportunity to develop, and he looks like a future star. The Magic have low-key, I think, one of the more intriguing young cores in the NBA, and I know they've only won 7 games this year, but if you watch the games they've been in, they are competitive. They've actually have had quite a bit of injuries also. Notably, Cole Anthony missed 6 or 7 games. Wendell Carter Jr. has been missing games. Jalen Suggs, as mentioned, is out with his thumb injury. And the most durable guy on the Magic has been Franz Wagner. And by necessity, he has been called upon to handle a lot of the ball handling duties. Around November 20th or so, Cole Anthony missed a string of 6 games. And when Cole Anthony went down, it seemed like the Magic just empowered Franz to become more of a ball handler, basically develop his on-ball chops, because the book on him coming out of Michigan from all the draft scouts and nerds was basically Franz is a winning type of player. He is just a guy that can do a lot of good things. He's a good connecting passer. He can shoot. He can attack a closeout. He's big. He's a smart communicator on the defensive end of the floor. The scouting report on Franz was basically that he was a guy who made all the winning plays and is absolutely somebody you would want starting on a potential championship caliber roster down the road. But it has become clearly evident, especially over the last 6 weeks, that Wagner is going to be way more than that. He is actually going to be a damn good offensive player for any starting caliber team. Also, the guy's only 20 years old, so he's already showing that he is on the fast track in terms of development, and he's a quick learner, picking up things. He also did play professionally overseas as well, so this also helps with the learning curve. But as you can see on the numbers up on the screen, Franz Wagner's first 20 games are completely different from his last 21 games, and it kind of coincides when Cole Anthony started missing time. And as you can see right here, Franz usage before Cole Anthony's initial DMP, and then after Cole Anthony's initial DMP around November 20th, you could see that his usage rate jumped up. And as you can see right here as well, the numbers have just jumped across the board. Franz has gotten better, one, at finishing at the rim. He's gotten better at realizing when to use his length to finish against bigger guys, when to post up against smaller guards. You just see different types of flashes from Franz in every type of offensive facet, whether it be scoring, whether it be passing, whether it be attacking a closeout, whether it be handling the ball in the pick and roll. I've noticed throughout the year that he has gotten more creative in terms of using the pick. He'll do the crafty thing. Well, he'll get the defender on his backside. He'll use a series of basic dribble patterns to maneuver his way and snake his way to the basket. He has a little bit of old man game to him. Well, he'll use different pivots and scoop shots when he gets into the paint. And while he is not certainly explosive in terms of a very fast first step, he is definitely a high jumper, and where his athleticism really lies is the fact that he's very coordinated and very fluid for a guy who is 6'10". Somebody with that size that can handle the ball, shoot, and pass like that is just going to be a great player for your team no matter what. And the Orlando Magic have a player at 20 years old that is just quickly developing before our eyes because Jamal Mosley decided to give Franz a chance with the ball handling duties, especially when Cole Anthony went down and Jalen Suggs has been out for a while now, and the Magic have been better off for it in terms of development. Like I mentioned earlier, I think the Magic have one of the most intriguing young cores in the NBA, and that's not even mentioning the fact that Jonathan Isaac isn't back yet. Also, Markelle Fultz isn't back yet, though I do wonder 2 or 3 years from now, the long-term fit with Markelle Fultz and the Magic. The Magic just have a lot of guards, and no, I'm not saying Markelle Fultz hasn't developed or anything in Orlando. He certainly has, was definitely instrumental when the Magic went 5-2 in their early start last year. I just think that there are more worthwhile guards to build around, especially when it's time to start handing out contracts to these young players a few years from now, like Suggs, like Cole Anthony. But who knows? My point is the Magic just have a surplus of talent that is just really intriguing. They have successfully rehabilitated one of the players that I have long held stock on, Wendell Carter Jr. I still think they have a decision to make with Mo Bamba, but if you're talking about just a solid core foundation, Franz Wagner is looking like the piece that is shining so far. And then, of course, you add in Cole Anthony. I think Jalen Suggs is going to be an awesome player for the Magic as well. Even if there were some rough patches early on before his thumb injury, I saw flashes as a good passer. I saw flashes as a player who hustles his ass off on the defensive end of the floor to make the extra effort, even though he might get lost or burned at times making a gamble. But if we are zeroing in on one player out of that young core that has been absolutely shining so far, especially with the increased opportunity he has gotten, Magic fans should be excited, and I don't have to tell Magic fans how excited they should be. Everybody should be excited about the fast-tracking development that Franz Wagner appears to be on, because at this rate, he's going to be more than just a quote-unquote winning player as his ultimate ceiling, but the development Franz Wagner has been showing is not one of putting up good stats or showing flashes on a bad team. This is all stuff that looks sustainable, and if this holds true, Franz Wagner is looking like a star.